Welcome, 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 everybody, to the Synth Hangout with myself, Dave, aka Memoryzine, and my co-host, Dominic, also known as Woren. Are you there, man?
Me. I am.
Excellent. And we have a very special guest today, somebody I'm very, very excited about, and somebody I consider a friend and that I've known since I've gotten into this scene. And I'm assuming everybody in the chat knows him too. We have Outrunner with us today. Are you there, Andre?
I'm here. Hola. Hello. Konnichiwa.
Hola.
He lives. He's here.
I'm here. I'm alive. Thank you, guys.
We are very, very glad to have you here, man. And thanks for
yeah.
getting on the show with us and being willing to hang out for these next couple hours.
Of course. It's my honor, man. I'm happy. I'm excited. And nervous as well for the challenge. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, the challenge, right. Did we ever figure out something for that?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Well, somebody suggested 180, and then
I saw that.
We cut it in half to 90, and then just called it a day there. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Not 90 it is then.
Did we get a BPM, or are we gonna keep? I mean, I'm sorry, a key.
no, I think we're just gonna let them roll with it.
Okay. Sounds.
Whatever comes to mind. Stream of thought type thing.
Yeah.
I remember because I did the test challenge first when we did it the first time before we had Luca on.
Right.
And the whole time I was like, shit. I mean, I'm like, no, I can't do this. This is gonna be terrible. And then at the end when I played it, everyone's like, this is really good. And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Like,
Right. Well, we try to set the bar super low, you know what I mean? Because it is a really difficult thing to do.
Especially when it's got to be polka, right?
Yeah, right. It's got to be polka.
exactly. Because that's the challenge today is the polka.
See, I'm glad you accepted that special part of this challenge. So.
Yeah. I'll do my best.
He's got his best accordion VST.
Right. Hey, anybody in the chat too, if there's volume issues with any of our voices, let me know because it's sometimes hard to tell on this end of stuff. So, we've got a few segments of talking and everything with some music in between. We're going to be playing, some Outrunner stuff in a little bit. Before we get into this next segment, is there anything you want to talk about, Andre?
Yeah, I just want to take a minute and thank everyone for the support. The compilation album was amazing, and I mean, I don't want to take too much time, although I could take all the time in the world. But literally, the money that it raised, it's literally paying for my entire mouth. So
that's awesome.
I'll be a true cyberpunk once I'm finished.
That's awesome. That was the goal from the very beginning. I mean, the hope when we first saw like the first little bit come in, we're like, maybe this will help, and then more came in and we're like, okay, maybe this will pay for a quarter of it. Maybe this, that kind of a thing. So that makes me feel
as long as you
excellent.
Get the robot arms, that's really all we care about.
Right.
Oh man, like no, it's seriously, it's paying for my entire teeth. And that's been so painful you have no idea. So trust me, it's huge, and I cannot, words just fall short, especially in a time that with everything that happened, I kind of felt just discouraged with music altogether. So, seeing all of this support and love, it really threw more wood into the fire,
That's great.
Good. That's amazing to hear, man. I got to be honest. I don't think anything, I don't think anything there's been so much generosity in this scene in general and the community, and I've watching everybody come together in such a extremely short amount of time.
Yeah,
and, really throw their hat in and help out was really amazing.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you made a post somewhere that said something like it's almost like restored your hope for humanity in a way. Did you write that somewhere?
I believe I did, and it's true, man. I've been doing music for a very long time, and the scene here, people, I think, I don't know if this translates properly to English, but it's kind of like a crab bucket, where when one person is gonna make and it's trying to get out of the bucket.
Yeah.
Another one just comes and pulls you back. So, seeing a community of people all around the world just coming together and like really showing like support, it restores your faith in humanity,
Yeah.
I really mean that. And I mean, money aside, like, wow, like it's 58 tracks is just amazing, man. The amount of talent that there is in this community is just mind-blowing.
That comment, I'm glad that I was right that you were the person that made that, because that comment really touched me, because I was feeling the same thing. The fact that, I feel like with a lot of times with musicians or just people in general, when there's a cause that people care about, there's a lot of people being like, yeah, that would be a good idea. And then, nobody does anything. Like everyone agrees it's kind of a good idea or a good cause, but everybody just like hopped on it. And I remember feeling like good inside when I saw the chatting happen and tracks flowing in and everything. And I was like, oh my God, people are good people, after all.
Yeah. And
yeah,
we got to give credit to Aisle 9 as well for really helping.
Oh yeah.
And, like, it was a ton of work, and it was a lot of effort put in. I mean, a lot of people went above and beyond. I can't even name all of them, but everybody really stepped up to the plate and tried to make it as big as we could. And I'm just astounded at how well it did.
Yeah.
And, like I said, it warms my heart to know that we were able to like help out and do that through the thing that we love doing the most.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. But yeah, big props to Aisle 9. I mean, my God, the amount of like, editing and stuff he had to do, man, that guy.
Yeah, like, trying to figure out a picture for the thing and like trying to figure out.
I think he remastered like 30 tracks. Like,
right.
Tim, like, you killed it, man. I can read the chat. Sorry, I suck at multitasking, so I have Ableton open, but I kind of read everything, and
it's okay. We're just judging you harshly.
Right?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just that's what you need right now, right? It's just
I touch myself. It's all good.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks to everyone, and Tim, like, you really outdid yourself, man. You are a legend.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that, for sure.
I agree. He only got grumpy like twice. I'm really proud of him.
He only got grumpy twice. Hell yeah. Hey man, sometimes you need to cast an extra wide net to herd the cats. So sometimes you got to crack the whip.
I probably would have lost my mind multiple times, through all that, because there was just so much, people trying to come up with ideas and everything, and then Tim had to shut it down. He was just like, no, this is what we're doing. And everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, we needed some large dad energy in the room sometimes when you get a bunch of artists together all coming up with ideas.
Oh yeah, I cannot even imagine that brainstorming. Fun times.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was really cool. And then, like I said, and the most amazing thing about it is that like literally every track on that album is really good. It's
people
great.
brought their best, and I'm glad they did, and I'm glad that it was able to generate what we needed, and the outcome for you, it just makes me happy. It's like right, Christmas morning when I heard you say that it's paid for everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, it's awesome, man, and it is quite, that album just set the bar so high. Like, how the hell are we all supposed to drop albums now?
Right.
No one when you perform that well.
I think if anything, it showed like how strong we are when we all work together and really look out for each other. Like, I think that's the most important thing to pull away from all that is like, if anybody was out there doubting anything or whatever, like, just if you really think about it, like, if we all just work together, we can make everything big.
Yep,
we do.
That's true.
It's just like we really need to just look out for each other, be kind to one another, and then remember that, we're all doing this, for the same reason. We love making the music. We love, the people who make the music, and we all try to support each other, and that's the best way we can do it.
Agreed.
Totally. Yeah.
So, do you feel like you're ready to get started with this hopefully fun challenge?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well,
You're on the clock. No pressure.
Yeah,
We're all just waiting on you.
No pressure. I'll be sending you a message every 3 minutes saying, "Is it done yet?" something like that, just to
Are we
get
there yet?
yeah get your energy going. So
All right. Okay.
no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we've got 3 songs, so about I don't know, about 13, 14 minutes, and then we will be back.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, good luck.
Later.
Thank you. Laters.
At night is romance, soaked delays. Our bodies merge in retro space.
was possible. My feelings still go after so many years. When things get trying, like walking uphill and into the wind, when I'm struggling, nothing can bring me down at all. I have everything, the one you are there. You make me the happiest I could ever be. And I feel so lucky to have everything I ever need. My heart couldn't break within your safekeeping. Eh. You make every waking moment worth living. I didn't know it was possible. My feelings still go after so many years. After so many years. When things get trying, like walking uphill and into the wind, when I'm struggling, nothing can bring me down at all. I have everything, the one you
So that seemed like the perfect track to end that block with, to go into the next one. Are you guys there?
Agreed.
Oh, there you are. I don't know why I'm always afraid you're just going to be passed out or something at the desk. No, I got... Are you there? Dominic, are you there?
It's been 0.5 seconds.
It's been 0.5 seconds, so I'm worried about you.
Like, oh my god. Ha. Stop yelling at me.
Do we have... It's Andre back?
Yeah.
There we go.
How's it
I
going?
was plugged in.
You just finally got your guitar plugged in to start working, and we're back already? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's curious. Guitar is the last thing I always add.
Yeah.
You would think that I kind of produce my music around the guitar, but I literally always try to find spaces to not put guitar in, meaning I try to lay off from it as much as I can.
Yeah. Interesting. I
think the hardest part is just leaving space for it sometimes, because you're trying to you try to build the track up and then you're doing your thing and then it's like, okay, now I got to leave space for all of this.
Yeah, it's funny because when I went to recording school, I was just a guitar player at that point, and the first lesson that really struck me and stuck with me is that they kind of told you, like, you need to think as a producer, right? You need to stop thinking about the instrument you do and think about the benefit for the song. And I'm like sitting there and thinking like, oh crap, like, I'm a guitar player. It's going to be very hard just thinking about what's going to benefit the song. And, most of the times it's not a guitar solo. It's probably just a chord or even silence.
Right.
So I try to apply that now, like 20 years later. And I feel like my songs every time end up having more guitar than they should. But it is what it is.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Odd feeling. It's such an odd feeling when you're trying to build something and then you don't because there is a lot of consideration I think people don't think about when you're building, chord progression and like the structure of a song. Like you I think every musician has this feeling where they're like, am I overdoing this? Is this is this the right thing? Is this not enough? Should I use 2 notes instead of 3, or you know what I mean?
Well, one thing I can say about your music, Andre, is that you blend the guitar in really well, where if you're not paying attention, it doesn't come off like, oh, there's a guitar in this. Obviously when you're soloing it does, but the stuff you put in the background and the arpeggios and everything like that, it blends very well. And that's something I've always felt about your stuff.
It feels genuine. It feels like it's not. It's like it feels low effort, even though there's a ton of effort. You know what I mean?
But no, totally. And I feel like that's the beauty of Synthwave, and that's why I love it so much, because it's a place where kind of all worlds meet. Like you can fit in a guitar, you can fit in a saxophone, and it never feels like you're just out of place. It just blends.
Yeah, and that's kind of the magic of a lot of 80s music. It was kind of like you could do an experiment with a lot of stuff. I want to have a trumpet in this pop song for no reason, or a flute or something like that. And I feel like with Synthwave that kind of brings it back, because when I'm writing stuff, I don't feel constricted like if I was, say, when I think back to when I was in a grunge band, in the 90s, right? You couldn't you couldn't do this huge, crazy reverb-filled guitar solo because it just wouldn't fit the sound and would feel wrong.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're Radiohead, but yeah.
Unless you're Oh man, I love Radiohead so much. We're not even gonna get into that.
Right.
But I might be the only one. I know everybody always hates on them, but I love Radiohead. But
I love Radiohead too, man.
I drove 3.5 hours to go see them one time.
Wow.
It was worth every time, little bit of time I spent. It was such an amazing concert.
Yeah, I can't imagine, no one big ever comes to Guatemala. I think the biggest one, and that was a huge thing, was Def Leppard, 20 years ago.
Ah.
That was amazing. Yeah.
So that you brought up Guatemala, and we had joked before that it seems like a weird place to make synthwave. Do you know any other artists out there? or are you
Yeah,
like
it
the
is
only
so-
one?
Well, funny enough, I have bumped into like 3 other people that do some synth chill, whatever wave-ish kind of music.
Yeah,
But man, it's extremely small.
sure. Oh yeah, but
Well,
It's
it kind
very
of feels like
dumb.
that sometimes when you're like in the States too, like, because each state is like its own country here, in the U.S. and like, because because just it changes drastically, like culture and like, just like the way people go about doing things from state to state.
But
I don't know about
yeah.
drastic,
but I
but
could
it's enough to notice.
but I could see like, I'm not going to come out and be like, oh man, it's so hard to find somebody else in Illinois who makes electronic music or synthwave. I mean, I'm sure there's,
no, I didn't mean that.
I'm sure there's
I meant,
one or
like, I
two,
meant just,
right?
like, somebody who fills the niche, like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who make electronic music for sure, but I meant like just
Right.
in general,
Yeah.
like synthwave. Because like I couldn't tell you how many times I've mentioned that I make synthwave music, and they're like, "What is that?"
Sure, right.
Yeah, so many people, and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, like 80s, like I just always say like 80s like synth pop or but like more like a modern twist, and like there's a ton of subgenres, just like any other."
It's so annoying to
Yeah.
explain. Oh my god. I'm
It
sorry.
really
I
is
hate
very
I hate
tough
that
to
question when people ask me that.
Yeah, it's really tough to explain, but I usually just do the the obvious,
Right.
the bigger artists that have done
Sure.
that stuff. So, but yeah, it's but back to what we were talking about with the like trying to fill in space. I always find it hard to leave. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I find it really hard to leave like silence or lack of things happening sometimes in tracks, even though it's needed. Like like pauses and
You
everything
want to
like that.
fill every pause, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird urge to fight is when you're trying to feel out whether or not to like leave
Right.
silence or anything. Not even just silence, but like less than anything else.
Yeah, you're talking about overproducing.
Right. Where you're like you well, I think he's talking about like it's like dynamics you're talking, right, Dominic? Where it's like
not overproducing. I meant like it's for me. I don't know if it's like that for anyone else, but like when you're constructing a track or building up and you're doing things, it's tough sometimes to like make yourself leave less in a part. Like I mean, there's always the build up, obviously, but like like some people will make a track and then like the progression through like the first part of the track will have like certain pauses or whatever to like leave like suspense or whatever. But it's tough to like because I was saying on the flip side, because when you're trying to leave space for things, it's also tough to purposely leave space for like
Yeah.
less for a build up
Sure.
or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
so we have 2 Outrunner tracks that are older, and then we're going to be playing 2 things off your album after we come back. The first one that I have up is Hidden World. Is there anything about that song that's interesting or anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, for some reason that's like my biggest song, apparently on numbers.
Okay.
And I did that, probably like 6 or 7 months ago, on my Instagram. I used to do this short tracks for movie trailers.
Okay.
And I did this one for Tron, and I really liked it, and it's like I'm going to produce this into a full song. So yeah, something interesting about the song is that if you go to my reels and you look out for the Tron trailer, that's the song that's beneath it.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Interesting. Yeah, I like the cover art on this one a lot. That's what drew me to it.
It's so
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
I think for instrumentals in particular, I think the what's weird about this is like when we're writing something, for what I've noticed for most musicians, it's like the mindset that you're in, usually like it's like you're really just making it so that people feel everything, and you're like what you want people to feel what you're making and what they're listening to, as opposed to like listening to the lyrics and trying to decipher what they mean or whatever. So like I think the cool thing about instrumentals is that like it really makes you kind of like get into like an in-depth like listening experience for a lot of the time, and it really, God, what is the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It's funny because I'm always told that I always mess up with the lyrics. Like, being a producer, and it's like I always screw up the lyrics, but my brain for some reason just blocks vocals
Huh.
and
Yeah. Same
and
here.
only focuses on the music. So,
Even when I hear vocals, all I hear is like the melody of the vocals. I don't
Right.
yeah.
necessarily remember the lyrics ever.
Yeah, exactly. So, doing instrumental music just comes easy. It's one less hassle for sure, at least to me.
Right. Well, in
Yeah,
a way
for
too, your guitar is like the lead of a lot of your songs. So it's kind of like you're writing something, but I mean, it's not in the same way, I guess. But that is
Yeah.
the head instrument, I guess you could say, in a lot of your music.
Yeah, definitely the guitar is the vocalist of the band.
Right.
That's for sure.
See, that's a
Yeah.
better way of saying it instead of my backwards falling down the stairs
no.
way that I said.
No. However you say it is fine. But like I said, it's just like, to me, it's always been interesting because when you try to explain, because like, I mean, there's people out there who are very vocal, like lyric oriented, and then that's like really all they care about. Like my wife is really into like vocal tracks. Like she likes listening to the lyrics and then deciphering like the meaning behind them, and like
Yeah.
she really focuses on that in particular, where somebody like myself, who's like I said, all I hear is the vocal melody. You can ask me what the lyrics are, but I'm just gonna I don't know what they are. I'll just make it up.
Right.
I'm like,
Just make it
it
up.
sounded like this, and that's cool. So, but like, yeah, I'm not always like particular on the words themselves as much as it is the actual melody, and I think that to me is probably more important than the actual lyrics. But once again, I think that just depends on
It depends on the person. Yeah, I know some people
Yeah,
where like the
exactly.
lyrical content is like super important to them, and then other people that have zero idea even what the lyrics are talking about. They just like the melody.
right, or care at all.
Right.
They just want to. Yeah, exactly. Like for myself, like I could care less what the lyrics are about. Like to me, it's about the feeling of the music.
Yeah.
That's probably
you-
why I like Radiohead so much, because nothing he says makes any sense.
No, you just don't understand it. You're just
Yeah,
not
yeah,
deep
right.
enough to get it.
Yeah, well, I don't know the lyrics half the time, but I know the vocal melody, and I can feel the emotion that he puts into like every track.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's probably why Andre relates to me on that. Like Radiohead is just because he's just like, it's such a listening experience when you actually listen to that.
Well, I'll tell you a fun fact. I actually sing, and I used to do singing for like church stuff. But I've always felt that my voice sucks, like bad. So I'm just,
Same.
like for that reason, I think like I just blocked singing and lyrics at all. I did release one song where I sing actually, and it always hurts my ears, but I guess that's just me.
No, it's not, dude. I'm telling you now, because I sing and then I put it on and then I go to listen to it and then I immediately delete it every time.
Right.
I'm like, nope, nobody needs to hear that.
You got to send it to me and then delete it so I can have it forever.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Well, you have. So if you listen on some of the tracks that I've made that are like vaporwave or whatever,
Yeah.
Dave always Easter eggs this thing of mine where I say like, ooh yeah, like that every time he puts it.
Yes,
in.
I've clipped that, and it snuck into every one of these more chill vapor tracks that he makes.
Exactly. Every one of them that has ever been released has me going, ooh yeah, like that is somewhere in the track.
Yes, we make our own fun, I guess.
Yes, we do. It's the little things that count, though, right?
Right.
Comes with the territory, yeah, for sure.
All right. So you got about 7 minutes, and then we'll be back. We got 2 Outrunner tracks coming up, starting first with Hidden World, and then we're going to talk about the new album a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Here we go.
Excellent.
That is so good. That I was just saying that
What a
those guitar parts in Dawn, I love those guitar parts so much.
Appreciate it.
Were we
what a time to
Sorry.
be alive, man. Woo.
were we saying, Dominic? I'm
Doing
sorry.
doing the challenge kind of keeps me from reading the chat.
Yeah, that's the down part of this.
Strange thing, right? Isn't it? Like, because you're trying to do both, and you're like, uh-oh.
Right. I've just been telling people it's because you don't care about that they're here. So don't worry.
Yes, right.
Don't worry about it.
Clearly. He's too big
Yeah.
for it.
Too big, right?
No.
Too big of an
No,
artist.
I know. I was saying after that track was done, I said, "What a time to be alive, man!" Like
Right.
there's something like, there's, okay, so there's like a handful of artists that do this to me, and you're one of them, and the other would probably be Temporal Waves, but like, it's like I can't even.
It's moving,
describe it. Like,
right?
the
It's
music-
emotionally
yeah, it's
moving, right?
But it's like also like transcendent in a way. Like it makes me like it just takes me out of my element when I listen to your music, and it's something very thought-provoking about what you do, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but that's just what it is.
Well, thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Sorry, I'm just reading list message. I do care.
But no,
They like-
we're just
Yeah, they like to troll. It's all good. It's all fun and
yeah,
games.
we all troll each other.
Right.
That's the unfortunate
If
part.
you didn't know and you read like the chat half the time, you'd be like, "Oh, these guys all hate each other." It's like
Yeah.
real negative, and then like, "Oh my god, I love you." You're so. It's like this horrible relationship, right?
Yeah, it's
it's
a very complicated relationship between
Right.
all of us, because, and I think I'm probably the worst about it, because Dave will send me something to listen to, and before like half a second after he sends it to me, before I even listen to it, I'll be like, it sucks, it's the worst. Like,
Right.
so it's like I'm always
It catches me off guard sometimes. Because I'll be all nervous about something, like, "Oh, I think this sucks." Not nervous, but I'll be like insecure, and I'll send it to him and be like, "It's terrible," and I'll be like, "God, oh," and I'll remember like half a second later that it's
there's no way I had time to listen to
Right.
it. You know what I mean? Like I just respond quickly. I'm like, it's the worst. It
yes,
sucks.
that's how you can tell
Yeah,
we're
that-
such good friends, right?
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say that's true friendship right there.
Right.
Well, it
Yeah.
also kind of cuts down on the tension in a way. That's another reason why I do it. Like, I mess with some people, I can handle it, and then I do it to them. But there's some people I don't even bother, because I don't want to like hurt their feelings, because they don't know I'm messing around probably. But,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's a nice little like tension breaker, because I know exactly what it's like to show somebody something you've made, and specifically before you release it as well, because you're like a raw nerve every time
Sure.
you release it.
Yeah, because like you're done with it. You're gonna release it, and you give it to somebody you trust, and they're like, I wouldn't listen to this, but I'm sure someone will like it, or something like that.
Andre, you got me earlier. Remember this, when you were like, you got to cut like the 232 hertz
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever, and I thought you were being serious, and then took me a minute to realize that you were just like, making a joke, because that's what like,
Man,
some people do when you send it to them. Like, hey, does it sound good? They're like, yeah, I mean, it sounds good, but I mean, I cut it like 700 here, and you're like, I
Right.
didn't ask any of these questions.
I know who you're
Like, all
talking
I did
about, by the
was
way.
I just wanted to know, do you like it or do you not like it? Like, I
Right.
don't want you to break down my mix. I mean, like.
yeah, but that's the problem with sarcasm. Most of the time, people don't get it, and they just think that you're an asshole. I mean, that
Right,
happens
it's
to me
contact.
a ton. Especially because when I say it, like I try to be as serious as possible, so they really don't know that I'm joking, and
Yeah,
it gets
I'm
you in
the same way.
trouble.
I try to deadpan everything I say.
The best response I've ever gotten in this kind of situation, sending something to somebody, is this is a completed song, and their honest, real reply back will be, "This is going to sound great when it's mixed and mastered." That's
Oh
my
my
favorite one.
Wow, yeah.
Like, oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I better get right on that. Thanks for the hit. Thanks for the
Yeah,
tip.
well, that's Dave's counter to me every time too. Like, I'll send.
Oh,
him
yeah,
something,
that's
and he's
right,
like, This,
right.
this will sound really good when it's done. And I'm like, you jerk.
Yeah, it's been a while. I forgot that was something that I did for a while back.
Yeah, that's like your counter to like me always telling you everything sucks.
Oh man, that's mean. That's mean.
So this Friday we have a new album coming out, and what can you tell us about the new album?
Yeah, for sure. So last year I released, I don't know, probably like 20 songs. And at one point I started feeling like I needed to get an album together again, that it's been a while. I'm old school, so to me, like the full album experience is something I really enjoy.
Yeah,
Um,
same here.
initially, I wanted to do something kind of like Dark Side of the Moon. Like all the tracks correlate and connect to each other, so it's kind of like a seamless transition and experience. But it quite didn't turn out that way. But it's supposed to be a, like
Like a cohesive kind of album, right?
yeah. I actually, last minute, I added two tracks that were already done. Hidden World to be one of those. I think like it would fit the world properly, and also because it's been a dream of mine to release a vinyl, like since I was like 15.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to really give people some value for their money, and I felt that the album feels good as an EP, but if you're gonna spend $30 for a vinyl, maybe six tracks will kind of get short. Um, I wouldn't say they are fillers. I think the tracks fit the vision properly. But it's definitely a space wave, spacey
Yeah,
theme kind of music. And my project since day one has been focused on this character.
right.
So like if you actually look at the artwork for Hidden World, like you see this person, right? And he's been like the main guy for my entire project. And lately I've been trying to drift a little bit away from that artwork and start pushing the project like in a bit of a more serious kind of facet or phase.
I noticed that
But
with the Spectre artwork, which is phenomenal. That's a phenomenal cover. The water hand or whatever coming out of the ocean.
yeah,
That is
that's
really cool.
Nova Nox One did all this artwork, and man, he's
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, it's definitely more of a direction I want to go and just keep evolving. Because also hiring this like a friend of mine, comic book artist, gets kind of expensive, man. So if you're releasing 20 songs, like that's an extra cost that you're laying around.
Right.
For sure.
But yeah, the album is dropping this Friday. That's the digital version. We are pushing the pre-order for the vinyl and the CD, and I think we will have a cassette version as well in a couple of weeks. So I'm super excited. I really hope everyone enjoys the track.
Yeah,
And
I picked up my vinyl on the very first, like as soon as it came out. I was it was an immediate buy. I'm very excited to get this.
Thanks, man. I'm excited as well. I think I mentioned this to you guys in our earlier chat, but I make music that I listen to. So like I don't want to say like I'm my biggest fan, but
Dude,
I'm
I can
definitely yeah. It's the music I do to relax. So
Yeah. I
I'm
drive my
very
wife
looking.
nuts about it because I'll like drive around listening to my music because like, and she's like, "Why do you do this?" I'm like, "Well, for one, I write it for me in the first place,
Right.
and then two, I have this thing where it's like I don't. If I listen to like everyone else's music all the time, it's just gonna like change what I write. So I try not to like, listen to too much other stuff. I don't know. I'm weird like
And
that.
3, I'm incredible,
In my head.
right? And right, you're like in 3rd, I'm just amazing.
In 3, I'm the best, right? I'm the most amazing. No, yeah, that's just like for whatever reason, that's how my workflow just works like that. I've never been able to, because if I listen to other music, I'll definitely write something that's very similar.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally get it, and that's kind of the reason why I do what I do, and like I love guitar shredding. Like I have huge respect for those type of players. I myself, I'm not a shredder. I cannot play. I mean, I have some chops, but I'm more of a David Gilmour kind of guy, and I
I'm
try to
very
stick to
similar.
that
Yeah.
because I feel like I want to listen to Pink Floyd for the rest of my life. But
Same here, dude. I remember I was like 13, I think, when I listened to I think it was The Wall. I think, at the time. But I remember being blown away. We were driving down to Florida, and I was literally sitting in the back seat. And like I had it on my mom. I had like the brand new like Walkman with headphones on, sitting in the back seat, and the whole ride there, I listened to Pink Floyd, and it was like a 24-hour ride. And I just remember being blown away the entire time.
Yeah, and it's interesting about you. Like David Gilmour is actually my favorite guitar player, and it's because of the emotion that he brings out of his solos. And it's not like you're saying. I mean, I feel like he can just play a note with a slight bend and hold it, and you feel something from it differently than somebody else. And I feel a lot of that same kind of stuff from your music. So it's no surprise that you are a fan or influenced by him.
Yeah, thank you. And it's a funny fact because I feel like I'm gonna bore people. Like they're expecting like all of this shredding on the music, and I'm like, are my solos good enough? Should I be, doing more? But then again, I cycle back and it's like, do I like this? Do I feel okay with this? Would I play this back once, like multiple times? And if the answer is yes, then I would stick to it. But I'm not gonna lie, I usually think about, oh man, you're just gonna start boring people, like if you keep doing this. So
I think that's a normal thought to have, for sure.
Well, yeah, but like if like I produce a lot of music, but like it's only very few that I actually release because I get in the same mindset where I'm like, I don't want to like keep making like the same track over and over. And I feel like sometimes I do that. Like you ever do that where you go to write?
No.
And then
no, I'm just kidding.
And then you start to put together like a chord or a rhythm or some kind
and you're like, I did this already, right?
Yeah, and you're like, this is just another version of the thing I just did. Like I'm like, and you're trying to break free of that, and that's really tough to do. I feel like sometimes because like I'll get into this very monotonous way of doing music or whatever, and so like very few things that I actually produce will see the light of day because half the stuff I'm making, I'm just trying to get it out of my system. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't remember from who, but I got this advice, and it's like, your music is never gonna be 100% on point to you. Like never. Like you can come back to something you think is your masterpiece. You come back to that months later, and there's something you want to change always. So it's like once you get to that 90% that you say like, okay, like this is 90% good, just try to take it to like 92 and release it. And I know we talked about this as well, but it's funny, man, because sometimes you get biased and you listen so many times to something that you've been doing that your brain kind of starts thinking that it sucks, and you show it to someone else and it's like, man, like this is fantastic.
And then you're like, okay, sure, maybe you're just being nice, and that's kind of my problem is that I always feel like people are just being nice to me. So it's like,
I think every musician worries about that, of course.
Yeah, like I always feel like everybody's just like, it sounds good, and I'm like, come on, like.
No, I think you have a ton of music to release from what I heard.
Yes, I do. I have probably somewhere around 200 unfinished tracks.
Oh my god. Well, there's my point. That exactly.
Maybe get to 91% and release it, not 92.
Oh my gosh! Hey, that's my little brother. Hey, there we go.
Oh, Tony. Oh yeah, Sacco, right?
Yeah, that's my little brother, man. All right, that man right there is the one that has been my biggest fan for forever and has pushed me to release music, and I owe him very much for that because he really went out of his way to like listen to it, tell me, give me feedback for years, and not all of it was always good, and that's good because he kind of kept me on my toes, and I owe him a lot for making me release things.
Well, Tony, you better kick your brother's ass. And he has 200 tracks he needs to release for sure.
Yeah, this is. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just read something from List about I used this snare for 5 tracks already. Sweats nervously. You know what, man? I got this advice from Midnight Fury, and I love it. Like once you find your drum sound, stick to it. It's gonna make your life so much easier, and you fine tune it as you go. I used my same snare drum for like the past 25 songs. So there you have it.
Yeah, that's what I think. List was joking about that too for a minute there, where he's like, sometimes you just find yourself like in this like mode. But I think it's also good to have certain elements of your tracks that are somewhat consistent, because then people kind of know that one thing, as well.
Sure, like the sound of your
so-
drums or
Exactly.
that kind of thing.
Like on Coalescence, I used pretty much the same drums the entire time, just because I knew that was going to be like the one cohesive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aside from anything else that I was going to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if it's an album, like, that's gonna give some cohesiveness for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's just weird, like how like you were saying earlier, the mindset that you can put yourself in, you really can like nitpick like everything you do. Like I always say, it's funny because by the time I release a track, I usually hate it already, and then like a year later, I'll check it out after not listening to it, and then I'll be like, this is actually pretty good. But like the initial release, I usually hate like everything that I put out.
Come on, man.
It's literally the worst. I hate that. Like Dan gives me crap about this all the time, and he's in here, but he's always telling me, he's like, don't be so self-deprecating, and I'm like, I don't mean to be. It's just literally like how my brain works.
Yeah.
Like I constantly have to like smack myself down for whatever reason.
Well, put more music out.
Yeah,
There
I
you
should.
go.
Yes, you're right.
This is
You're
going to
right.
be the year. This is going to be a 5-album year for you. I can feel
This
it.
is going to be like the meme
Yeah.
for everybody. Eventually, it's going to like be a picture that says put out your music.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let's move on then to 2 tracks off the new album. Then, if that's okay
All
with
right,
you guys.
Just want to know a heads up for the time for the challenge.
Oh, we got
How
time.
many more music breaks do we have?
So this, we got 8 minutes going for these 2 tracks, and then we're going to come back for a minute, and then we've got a larger block. So you're going to have like, I don't know, 17 minutes during that part, and then depending on the time or whatever, we have some more music we can play as well.
All right, I'll do my best then.
All right.
Listen, the point of it is whatever you make, it is what it is, and then it's just it's no matter how you feel about it, we'll play it, and then that's what happens.
Or we'll not play it and leave everybody in suspense forever. It'll be like the big reveal at the end of the
Dave and I
year.
will just listen to it privately.
Right. Yeah, we'll listen to
Tell
it
you guys
privately
how
and
great-
we'll listen to it privately and judge you for it. Just between us.
Yeah, right. We'll have a video chat where we just stare at it and shake our heads.
Right.
Sounds perfect then.
All right, everyone.
Looking-
So we'll talk.
All right.
We'll talk in a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
And that solo in Spectre is absolutely incredible. I don't know what you've done or how you pulled that together, but it absolutely amazing work.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, like it just makes me zone out.
Right.
I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, I got to chat. I'm like, I'm
Right.
not even chatting.
You're like, what are we doing?
Well, I noticed that nobody was even chatting. So it's like you have this very commanding presence when your music comes on, man.
Right.
Just, I don't know.
Appreciate it. That it really means a lot, man.
Gracias.
So we got about half an hour left in the show. So about, I don't know, maybe 25 minutes from now, do you think you'll be at a place where you can send something over?
Yes, I feel confident. So yeah.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
Yep.
What I would recommend doing is like during like the last little block is like usually when I do all like the quick leveling, or when I did, I should say, I did all the quick leveling and then just bounced it over.
The man is a pro, Dominic. The man is a pro.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Trying to help out, like, you know, because I always think about like time wise. It's like one of those things.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
Yeah, the time thing is it's stressful, to be honest, but
Isn't
it's a cool muscle thing, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it kind of makes you think like on the fly. You're like, okay, well, because if you get in your head, that's the worst, right? Because
Right.
that's what
Yeah.
happened. That's what happened to me at the beginning when I started doing it. When I first did it, or the only time I did it. Don't listen to me. So, but like I remember like when I was doing that the first time, like the beginning, I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like I immediately hit like a blank. It was like somebody had asked me like a trivia question about something, and I just immediately went,
just blanked out.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and you lose track of time as well. But it's fun practice.
Yeah, it's a fun challenge to do, like to push yourself to see what you can do.
Well, speaking of, we got List is in the audience, and if you're ever a part of the things like his server that he has on Discord, he does like these little challenges, and I didn't get a chance to participate this month.
Yeah,
I've been
those
so
are fun.
busy, but the previous month was make a song. I think it was once a day. You only have like an hour to do whatever, and I was doing that for like most. I did it as much as I could by the time I had caught up to what they were doing. But that is actually a very good routine, and something that I was kind of already doing all the last year as well, was just make a little bit of something like every day, just a little bit, and then it kind of works that out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that List is like secretly teaching, right? He's a good guy.
Yeah. Really good guy. Yeah, there's a lot of really, really cool people in the community, and he's definitely one of them. So
Yeah, Linus is it's an amazing producer, and
Yeah.
his challenges are top notch for sure.
agree.
I haven't participated in any yet, though.
Well, maybe the stress of this one will ease you into the other ones, because they're a lot less stressful than I'm sure this is.
This month was make samples.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next month is like to use those samples to like make a song. But I did not participate, and I'm way behind.
Oh, nice. I actually do love to make my own samples. They make your life so much easier.
Yes. Just to have a couple quick little things on the fly, like a drum fill or something.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I think Elxar wrote this probably like 10 minutes ago in the chat, but I have like 3 kicks and like my favorite snares that I've been polishing after months. So, you can just get them on the fly and you're like ready to go.
Right,
And-
exactly.
Well, I mean, on my end, I do have like a very advanced template, so it saves a ton of time.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
trying.
you mean like something that you pop up, like you mean like chains on and like tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you can do this on other DAWs. I used to be a Pro Tools guy, and you couldn't do that at the time. Now I use Ableton, but you can save your template as a default. So pretty much every time I open Ableton, like, I already have my kick, my snare. I just need to rearrange them and stuff. And like, I use a lot of hardware synths, so everything is just chained. I just need to command them, pretty much.
Right.
That's awesome.
You have like a very set way that that like it's going to be in the ballpark of where you need to be when you're making something.
Yeah, it makes life much easier, and at least to me, workflow is everything, right?
Hello?
That's also a night job. So my time with music is extremely restricted, and the template does make it more fun because you don't have to spend hours. Like we all know the endless search for the perfect snare sound.
Right.
And you can just, but if you have your sample pad, you can just grab it and go, and it's done.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
are always my favorite, like the funny little like reel videos or whatever that you find like on various sites or whatever. But those always my favorite is the endless scrolling of snares where it's like.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. After you've heard like 5 or 6 in a row, you're just like, I don't know. You know, like I don't even know what a snare sounds like anymore.
Yeah, right. Like looking around for an actual drum to hit.
Right.
Like, okay, close.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we can let you get back to work. I'm just watching the time because I've got to end on time today for this delivery thing happening. But I'd asked you if you wanted to play any music on here of other artists, and you picked a song by Pilot, the song "The Return."
Yeah.
Why did you pick that one? Like, what about that song is something you like?
All right. So when COVID came, I started. I was in a full-on band, and I split ways. And COVID hit, and I started like making music. And at this point, I had no idea about synthwave or anything. And it was kind of like rock space or space rock.
Yeah.
So the years passed, and I got like into techno and house and melodic techno and a bunch of other EDM stuff. But guitar never felt that it gelled properly with it. And so I saw, Stranger Things and the movie Drive and all of this like classics that everyone knows about synthwave. And I never really understood or put my finger to exactly what synthwave was. And someone just mentioned me like, hey, like you need to check out Gunship and, the Midnight and the classics. And I stumbled upon this track called The Return from Pilot. And when I heard that track, it's like, oh God, like this is it. Like whatever this is the type of music I need to be making.
Right.
So, it really made an imprint in me for sure. And then I learned about all the different waves that exist and stuff. But yeah, it's a very special song, and Pilot is such a talented producer and cool guy. So yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to him actually to see if we could play the track and everything, and he basically just asked me to tell you that he, send his well wishes and glad that you're doing better and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, man, he's a gem, and he has a very unique
nice.
approach to synthwave. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoys The Return. In case you haven't heard that track, it has a thick solo.
Ooh. So I'm looking at these 3 songs we got going up here. It's about 15 minutes. So this might be the last 15 minutes until we hear your track.
All right, I'll fly, yeah.
All right. So this next one is, like he said, Pilot, The Return. The time has come. Is everyone there?
Oh my god.
It is time. I don't know why I always clear my throat before I'm going to speak, and then it's like I've never done it in my whole life when I start talking. It's just like I don't know why that happens every time. But so, are we ready to go? Do you think, Andre?
Yeah, I just need to bounce this. Is that okay?
Sure.
Is it?
You're like that'll take
So-
2 hours and 50 minutes, right? I'm just kidding.
No, I just need to bounce this. Yeah, what the hell? I'm just gonna bounce it as is.
Do it as
tennis ball.
is.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Everything is in order. Should
It
be.
never is, buddy. Don't worry. But yeah,
Alright.
no, it's such a weird feeling too because like I said, it's one of those things where you put it out there and then you're like,
No, it played against me because since I have hardware gear whenever I freeze track, like you literally need to listen to the entire clip, so it's a long you lose time on that.
Yeah.
right,
But it's bouncing. It's at 9% right now.
sweet. But yeah, man, no. So how do you feel about it? That's the question.
I have no idea.
I got you.
I guess we'll listen to it live.
Yeah, that's right.
Such
Yeah,
an eerie, it's such a weird feeling. I totally understand. But I think that's kind of like the fun about it, though. At the same time, right? Is that it's like, it kind of like, it's just like it's a nice muscle to flex, once in a while.
yeah. I mean, like when I do guitars, I usually take a long time. Like I really think all the phrases through. Like until I'm happy, and I work in parts until like I have like a melody that I feel like it's memorable. But this was just one go, no time to lose.
Right.
Yeah, it's at 38 right now, so bear with me. Almost there.
No, you're all right. No, it was just I remember when I went to go play mine, it was like this weird state of mind where I wasn't even sure if what I made was like any good or not. And then it played, everyone's like, "This is great," and I'm like, "Okay." Like I had no feeling either about it, is what I'm saying. Like it was just like a very much like a flow thing. I was just trying to get it, like stream of consciousness, kind of get it out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all you can do.
I guess it's more me against me kind of thing,
Right.
Like
Because like we all know, like when like if you get into a good groove and you're making something, it's only about an hour of time before you already have it. Like kind of like the base core of what you want to do
Yeah.
set. Like you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
it really only takes an hour, but you got to get into that flow.
Yeah, for sure. But this is literally Outrunner running, so
I like what Neon
Yeah,
Neon Shark
just gonna
says,
say.
like, outrunner.
Yeah, outrunner.
yeah, running. That's the name of the track.
Oh,
But almost there. If there are glitches and pops, I'm sorry. I did my best, but
Once again, we're only gonna judge you extremely harshly.
Right,
No
right.
big deal.
I wouldn't expect less.
Oh man, I mean everybody's gonna be nice. We'll just quietly judge you behind your back. That's just
Right,
how we
right.
do it,
Yeah, that's perfect.
Like as long as I don't know, who cares, right?
Yeah. What I don't know doesn't hurt me.
This
But
is
yeah,
gonna
no.
be properly today, by the way.
This is what?
Gonna get released properly.
Oh, cool.
Good.
We will always have the original.
All right. This
Exactly.
should
Right.
be-
We'll have the original concept.
All right, I'll send it to you guys. This should
Yeah.
be
To put
ready.
it in the Discord.
Yeah, can you drop it in Discord? If it's too big, you can email it.
All right, let me check.
But either way,
Yeah, file. I'll send you a link. Is that fine?
Yep, that's fine.
perfect. Yes. So like I think the one thing I always like take from doing something like that is just when I talk to other people about this, I mean, when you take like only an hour to do something and you do that like over the course of like a week or whatever, and I think I did it for, like I said, almost an entire year, or at least like 7 months straight, and where I wrote a song or something every day, or I like improved on whatever it was I was working, but I only spent like an hour at a time, like trying to like get myself into like this mindset of where I can like kind of get my brain to like turn on. You know what I mean? In a way, like that's
Yeah.
like it's for me. It's like it's go time, and then I can just do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I have received a WeTransfer link.
Kind of like a brain training in a way. Like I'm just trying to get my head to understand. Like okay, like maybe I mean it's nice when you get those thoughts. Like oh, this would be really cool, but you're like at work or you're at the grocery store, and I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm perpetually chasing like this note that I can never, that doesn't exist, or sound that doesn't exist. And like I always, I'll hear it in my head, but I can never reproduce it like 100%.
Yeah, I totally get you. And also, I just hope that the link I sent you is an actual song, because I couldn't listen to the bounce.
Oh, well, we'll find out together.
Well,
It's just
we'll
a picture
find
of him
out.
smiling at you.
Right.
You open it and it's like, hey.
I already started crying.
Right. So I think this is goodbye after this then, I guess, right? After we hear
I mean,
this?
you can come back and say something if you want. It's up to you.
Um,
You said you had to go though. So,
right.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
want-
I'm going to have to go, unfortunately.
We'll have to play it out then. That's fine. And we'll just call it after that.
Okay.
Well,
I just want to thank you, Andre, for being here with us today. And I really do appreciate you taking the time. And I hope you the best in the future for your speedy, recovery and everything getting better for you. And I really hope that you continue to keep making this amazing music, because you are a pillar in this community. So
Yeah, definitely one of the nicest people I've met in my whole time that I've spent in this community. So I'm really glad we could speak and be connected in this way as well. And I really appreciate being on the show.
well, I appreciate you guys, everyone on the chat and on the community. You guys been amazing. And like I said before, you literally gave me a new mouth, or at least it's on its way. And I'm just, I'm grateful and I'm blessed to have all of you here. And thanks for the invite. Anytime.
We appreciate you coming on. And you sound great, by the way. I mean, talking wise. I don't know if you've thought differently or whatever, but I don't know.
oh yeah, you're probably in your own head about it
Right.
for sure.
Good
Yeah,
way-
it's been better. It's been better now that I have my mouth for free, like totally free of devices and stuff. Like I can finally articulate well.
Right.
But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
You're welcome, and thank you very much as well. And same as always, I love everybody. Be kind to each other, and love you too, Dave.
I love you too, man.
And
And
you guys.
we will see everyone next Tuesday. But before that, here we have the track is called Live Show, which is now going to have to become the name of the song, right, Andra? Live Show. All right. Anyways, here it is.
I left it awkward. I laughed, by the way.
That's awesome. All right. Here we go, guys. Thanks for everyone for tuning in and hanging out.